Hey, shalom everyone. That's Amir Tsarfati, and I'm in the backyard of my house. As you can see, that's the Jezreel Valley right over there, the Armageddon Valley. And I've got some breaking news. Unfortunately, not good ones. This time, they're not about Israel, although indirectly they are. But these are very sad news, and I wanted to share it with you. A, because I report news. B, because I'm a Jew, an Israeli, and we care about the people that live around us, believe it or not. We do. So I'm gonna wait for a few seconds for you guys to connect and share with you the very sad news that are emerging from a neighboring country nearby. If you can, please press the share button right now. Also, like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so this video will be seen by as many. And again, I'll wait for a few more seconds and I'll share it with you. If you can write where you guys are from in the chat so I can see. I see people from Tennessee. Wow, you're early risers. Where else are you guys from? Colorado, United States, New York, Buffalo, New York, I see. Where else are you guys from? Let's see. We've got more people from the United States. Quite a few Americans. People from France, also. Europe, Michigan, US, Maryland, US, I see. Okay, so again, I'm going to share with you some very sad and bad news. And if you want to watch the footage, you're going to have to go to my Telegram channel, because I'm not allowed to post footage like that on Facebook or YouTube. The algorithm will immediately disqualify this video. So let me give you background, okay? So about a month and a half ago, if you remember, it was during, if I'm not mistaken, December. The maybe a couple days after the ceasefire with Hezbollah was signed, the rebels that were backed by Turkey, the Syrian rebels backed by Turkey, these are Sunni jihadi rebels that were training and armed in northern Syria. And they saw that Hezbollah is beaten, Hezbollah is defeated by Israel, and they immediately went on an offensive campaign that ended up within a day and a half, 2 days, with the fall of the Assad regime. And so the Assad regime in Syria fell within less than 48 hours during that time. And now new sheriff is in town. His name is Ahmad al-Shara, or Abu Muhammad al-Julani, which is his name as a terrorist when he was a member of ISIS, and Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the Syrian branch of ISIS. And Jolani took over Syria and became the president. I mean, ISIS took over Syria and the world, because Jolani took off his jihadi costume and put on a suit and he overthrew Assad, who butchered his own people anyway. Everybody applauded, and the former U.S. administration removed the bounty on his head, canceled it, and overnight, from a hunted terrorist, Jolani became Ahmad al-Shara, the president of Syria. You know, when you grow up in the schools of Al-Qaeda and ISIS, you're not overnight becoming a Western-minded statement. You're not. In fact, you're still a jihadist, you're just wearing a suit, just like others around us. And during that time, most pockets of resistance were quenched, and it took over, and Israel immediately made a move and destroyed within 4 days the entire army of Assad, all of its capabilities, in the most unbelievable military operation that we've ever had since Israel was born in 1948. And a lot of people don't even talk about it, but it was phenomenal. Okay, all of this was just the background to tell you that Syria, on the paper, is supposed to be a liberated country. And there's a new president, although he was never elected. And he's supposedly a nicer, better person with whom the world can do business. Turkey, of course, is backing him up because he's a Muslim Brotherhood Sunni jihadist. And the biggest loser of the fall of Assad were Russia and Iran, of course. But as you know, Syria is not comprised of just one Muslim faction. We're talking about minorities that live in Syria. We've got the Alawites. The Alawites are actually Shia Muslims. It's a small minority. They live mostly on the coasts of northern Syria, in Tarsus and in Latakia and other places around there. And by the way, Assad was a member of the Alawite family, so he was a member of a minority that took over and ruled for many years. But there's also the Druze, and there's also the Kurds, and there's also Christians that live there. So these are the three or four most important minorities in Syria. Now the Druze already could see where the wind blows, and Israel already offered the Druze protection, and from what we see, the Druze gladly decided to be under Israel's protection, at least those in southern Syria. But 2.5 days ago, a newly emerged remnants of the Assad regime military force decided to start an military offensive against the Jolani's gangs, and they killed about 30 or 40 of them in what appeared to be a takeover of the coast of northern Syria. They kind of wanted independence. They said, you know, we don't want to be ruled by the jihadi Sunnis. And this is where it gotten really bad. Because Jolani and his gang, remember who they are. They're Al-Qaeda, they're ISIS. These are not, you know, people like you and I that think the way you and I think. And he sent his gangs. And in the last 24 hours, and these are the bad news, and there are horrific videos And just like on October 7th, Hamas took all the footage of what they did. Just like that, Jolani's gangs, the Sunni jihadi Muslims, began to videotape atrocities and in the last 24 hours, reports are emerging of no less than 2,400 people massacred. And I'm talking about Christians and Alawites and others, in piles of bodies in different places. Al Jazeera is not reporting. The Western media is not reporting. No country condemns the new ruler. No one does anything. No one cares about them. Now, just to make it very clear, the Alawites, they were allies of Hezbollah and Iran. They never liked us. I'm not defending now people that loved us. I'm actually saying our enemies, yes, but they're being now massacred by the Sunni jihadists, it's no longer by the dozens, but the hundreds, and it's already exceeding 2,400 people. On my Telegram channel, you will find disturbing videos. Now, if you're too sensitive, I suggest that you don't watch it. But these are not just... It's one thing that military force is fighting another military force. Both sides are armed. It's legitimate. But the Al-Qaeda, ISIS gangs of the leader of Syria, Jolani, they're not fighting soldiers. They're going and butchering families, children, women, elderly. They make them crawl and they make them bark like dogs. They take some of them to the forest and shoot them, and all of it is documented on videos that they themselves are filming. I'm shooting this video right now just so you remember that I never stayed silent about this. None of us should. These are my enemies on the paper, yes. But I cannot stay silent when Hamas-type invasion into homes of families and butchering them is being done now by the same type of Sunni jihadists to people that they don't like and they don't fit their narrative. And so I want to tell you folks, if I'm not going to speak out and if you're not going to speak out, this stupid, hypocritical world will do nothing, will say nothing. Because no Jews, no news. If it's not about Israel killed people in Gaza or in the West Bank or in Lebanon or whatever, we don't report that. Al Jazeera, the champion of the Arab human rights, supposedly, they're just the servants of the Muslim Brotherhood in Qatar and Turkey. And of course, whatever happens now doesn't fit well, or doesn't sit well, doesn't look well. So they just don't report. That's all. And unless people like me or others are reporting all of this right now, the world will never even know what's going on there. So I'm telling you folks, this video is now, I'm putting it on Facebook Live. Shortly it will be also uploaded on YouTube. And if you're watching it, subscribe, like, comment, and share, or else the story will be buried. And 2 days from now, the world will move on saying nothing happened. Again, I've got the videos. It's on my Telegram channel. I would love you to, if you can, at least see that it's there. But if you're too sensitive to those type of videos, then you're better off not watching it. But just so you know, just like Hamas did on October 7th, they're doing it right now. Same agenda, same people, same behavior. So, heartbreaking. 2,400 people in 48 hours butchered. Christians, Alawites, and the Druze, no, they might be the next ones. They already understand that. This is exactly why Israel is not willing to let these jihadists on its borders. This is exactly why we're pushing them away. We call for the demilitarization of the entire region in Syria from Damascus down south. We will not have them on our border. And we will also help the Druze, which are allies of Israel. We have Druze also in Israel. We have Druze in Lebanon. And the Druze better know that we are their allies as well. And we will protect them if needed. So I just want you to know, horrific massacres are happening right now. And the world is silent. We can't afford to be silent. Do me a favor. Share this. Share it. Share it. Share it. And if you're watching it on my YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Like the video. Comment on the video. Share the video. So the algorithm there will not suppress it. The only way they suppress it is if there is no engagement. So just bombard it with likes and comments and shares, and make sure you subscribe to it, because that's the way it cannot ignore it.